So when this player finally made the NHL Hall of Fame, there was some controversy, not because he didn't have the numbers for it, but because the criminal activity that he was involved with on and off the ice may have held back his induction in 2010. But today we're just going to go with the rough stats, talk a little bit about those incidents. But for a guy that scored over 600 goals in the NHL over 20 seasons, he deserved to be there, in my opinion. The off-ice peccadillos held him back. Now, again, he played 19 seasons in the NHL, mostly with the Minnesota North Stars, but also skated with the Washington Capitals, Detroit Red Wings, the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Florida Panthers. Now, his 608 goals are an all-time record by a draft-eligible player who was not drafted by an NHL team. And again, the Hall of Fame induction 10 years ago. Now, he first came to major prominence with the Sarnia Bees of his hometown community, Sarnia, in the Southwestern Ontario Minor Hockey League, which was part of the Ontario Minor Hockey Association. He made Sarnia's Junior B team as a 15-year-old in the fall of 75 and ended up leading the team in scoring with 45 goals and 43 assists in 40 games. He is one of two Sarnia Junior B graduates to go on to be elected to the Hockey Hall of Fame, the other being Phyllis Pizzito, who led the Sarnia Legionnaires in scoring in 61. Now, Ciccarelli eventually graduated to the London Knights of the OMJHL, or the OHL, as a 16-year-old for the 77 season. In his first season with London, he had 39 goals and 82 points in 66 games and finished fifth in team scoring. In the playoffs, Ciccarelli had 11 goals and 24 points in 20 games as London lost to the Ottawa 67s in the J. Ross Robertson Cup Finals. His second season with the Knights in 78, Ciccarelli scored his league-high 72 goals and added 70 assists for 142 points, which was the third highest total in the OMJHL. In the postseason, Ciccarelli contributed 6 goals and 16 points in 9 games. After the campaign, he was awarded the Jim Mahone Memorial Trophy, given to the highest scoring right winger in the OMJHL. Now, injuries cut short Ciccarelli's 79 season as he appeared in only 30 games, scoring 8 goals and 19 points. In 7 playoff contests, he had 3 goals and 8 points. After not being selected in the NHL entry draft, all the teams basically in the league had a brain fart except for one, which was the Minnesota North Stars, who signed him to a contract on December 28, 1979. Now, the North Stars kept Ciccarelli with the Knights for the 1980 season, and Ciccarelli rebounded, scoring 50 goals and 103 points. In 5 playoff games that year, he had 2 goals and 8 points. Now, this 1980 was a transition year for Minnesota. They knocked off Montreal in the quarterfinal round, stopping Montreal's dynasty of 4 straight cups, and we felt the 81 season was going to be their brand opening. Now, Ciccarelli made his professional hockey debut with the Oklahoma City Stars of the CHL at the end of the 80 season. In 6 games at Oklahoma City, he had 3 goals and 5 points. Now, he spent most of the 81 season with Oklahoma City, playing in 48 games, scoring 32 goals and 57 points. He was then brought up to the Stars, and in 32 games, Minnesota, he had 18 goals and 30 points. In the playoffs, he had a record of 14 goals and 21 points in 19 games, one of the top results for a rookie in NHL playoff history, as the North Stars lost to the Islanders in the 81 Stanley Cup Finals. Now, Ciccarelli's next campaign, he spent the entire year with the Stars, playing in 76 games, scoring a team-high 55 goals with 106 points. Now, during the season, Ciccarelli played in the All-Star Game, hosted by Washington, where he assisted on a goal by Wayne Gretzky in a 4-2 loss to the Whales. In the playoffs, he had 3 goals and 4 points in 4 games. Now, he had a decrease in offensive production during the 83 campaign, scoring 37 goals and 75 points. He also played in the All-Star Game that year, where he had a goal and assist. Now, in the playoffs, he had 9 games with 4 goals and 10 points. Now, another big season with Minnesota in 84, 38 goals and 71 points. aiding the Stars to another playoff run. In 16 playoff games, Ciccarelli had 5 goals and 9 points, as the North Stars eventually lost to the Stanley Cup champion Edmonton Oilers in the Campbell Conference Finals, or the semifinals of the league. Now, injuries played a factor in Ciccarelli's season 85. He only played in 51 games with 15 goals and 32 points. And in the playoffs, he had 3 goals and 6 points. Now, 86, he got back to health. He had 44 points in 77 games, his highest total since 81-82. Now, 87, he got back to the 50-goal mark with 52 counters and 103 points in 80 games, which led the club in scoring. Now, that year, unfortunately, Minnesota did not make the playoffs, despite the fact they had a very solid team. Now, Ciccarelli had his 4th straight 40-goal season in 88, as he once again led Minnesota with 41 goals and 86 points in 67 games. Now, Minnesota that year again failed to make the playoffs. Now, in 89, Ciccarelli made his first All-Star game appearance in 6 years, as he played with the Campbell Conference team at the Edmonton, Alberta All-Star contest. Ciccarelli assisted on a goal by Stevie Wiseman in that game, where he defeated the Whales by a score of 9-5. Overall, Ciccarelli played in 65 games that year, injury-riddled, 32 goals and 59 points. Now, in a very controversial move, the North Stars traded Ciccarelli and Bob Rouse to the Washington Capitals for Mike Gartner and Larry Murphy. You pretty well figured who got the best of that trade. Larry Murphy and Gartner really put Washington back in the map as cup contenders. And Ciccarelli, in his end of his 89 season with Washington, played just 11 games, scoring 12 goals and 15 points, again helping the team in the playoffs. He plays the first game as a Capital on March 8, 89, in a game against Montreal where they lost 3-2. Then scored his first goal in Washington on March 11, 89. Now, on March 18, 89, he had a 4-goal, 7-point game and a huge 8-2 victory over the Hartford Whalers, and eventually helped the Capitals to the playoffs. Now, in Ciccarelli's first full season with the Capitals in 1990, he had 41 goals. His 5th consecutive season of 40-plus counters, while finishing with a team-high 79 points. Now, this included a 4-goal game against Quebec in a 12-2 win on February 6, 1990. Again, injury-riddled as well. He had an injury against the Rangers on April 21st, which ended his season. Now, Ciccarelli also missed 26 games during the 91 campaign, which he scored 21 goals and 39 points, his lowest total since 85. Now, rebound season in 92, where he had 38 goals, and he eventually helped the Penguins, helped Washington knock off the Penguins in the playoffs, and but his time with Washington was pretty well done. He was traded to the Red Wings for Kevin Miller. Now, Ciccarelli made his debut with the Red Wings on October 6, 92, against the Winnipeg Jets, and his totals that year with Detroit were 41 goals and 97 points, his highest total in 87. Unfortunately, Detroit had a hard time, couldn't get past the first round, but he had 4 goals and 6 points. Now, in 1994, 28 goals and 57 assists, but during the shortened lockout in 95, he had 16 goals and 43 points. Now, 96, he had 22 goals in 43 points in 64 games, helping the Red Wings set an NHL record for wins in the season with 62. In the postseason, Ciccarelli had 6 goals and 8 points in 17 games. Unfortunately, the Red Wings lost the Avalanche in 6 games and eventually lost their chance at the Stanley Cup. Now, when interviewed after the game about an incident during the playoffs where Claude Lemieux almost crippled Chris Draper, Ciccarelli reacted and coldly stated, "I can't believe I shook the guy's freaking hand after the game. That pisses me right off." So that comment started a little bit of negativity towards him besides the criminal cases, but we'll talk about it later. Now, on August 27, 96, the Red Wings eventually traded Ciccarelli to Tampa Bay Lightning for a 4th-round draft pick. Now, In the 97 season, he ended up with 35 goals with Tampa Bay, and in 98, he had 11 goals and 17 points. But then the Lightning eventually traded Ciccarelli and Jeff Norton for Mark Fitzpatrick and Jody Hull. Now, Ciccarelli played his first game in Florida on January 21st, 98, and he scored his first goal on January 24th with a counter against Kelly Rudy. Now, that injuries cropped up again. He missed the majority of the season after a back injury, scoring only 6 goals and 7 points in 14 games. And because of this, on August 31st, 99, Ciccarelli eventually announced his retirement. Now, his Team Canada numbers are quite strong as well. He played at various international events through his career, including the 1980 World Hockey Championships, when he had 5 goals and 6 points in 5 games. He played at the 82 Worlds in Finland and the 87 Worlds in Austria, getting 4 points and 6 points as Canada finished in 4th place. Now, we're talking about this as well, the controversy. In 87, he pled guilty to indecent exposure and received probation. Then on January 6, 1988, in a game played in Maple Leaf Gardens, Ciccarelli attacked then Maple Leafs rookie defenseman Luke Richardson with his stick. As a result of the incident, Ciccarelli got a criminal record and was convicted of assault, fined $1,000, and had to spend a day in jail. Now, the Hall of Fame induction, he was inducted 8 years after he became eligible. Press reports speculated that his criminal activity was the reason it took him years to gain entrance. His junior team, the London Knights, also retired Ciccarelli's number 8. Now, Ciccarelli also owned the nightclub Club 22 in Shelby Charter Township, named for the jersey number awarded with the Capitals, Red Wings, Lightning, and Panthers. It was closed in 2011. Shortly after closing, Ciccarelli opened a sports bar in the same location. The name of the establishment was Ciccarelli Sports Bar Theater, named after the theater-style atmosphere. He has since opened 2 additional sports bars, one across from the Palace of Auburn Hills, and the other at the site of the former Post Bar in downtown Detroit, near Cobo Center. Detroit location is only open for Red Wings home games and other special events. Again, awards and achievements: OMJHL second All-Star team in 78, All-Star NHL selection 82, 83, 89, 97, World Ice Hockey bronze 82, NHL records: most points by a rookie in the playoff 21 in 81, most goals by a rookie 14 goals in 81, and he's the fastest player to score 20 goals in 50 games in the 87 regular season. So, final NHL totals: 1,232 games, 608 goals, 592 assists for 1,200 points. And I think these playoff totals are probably some of the best of the modern era, and I'll tell you why. 141 games, 73 goals, 45 assists, and 118 points, which basically means if you played 80 games in the playoffs, you get 40 goals. He was scoring a goal in the playoff every second game. And look at these totals between 1990 and 1996. 8, 5, 5, 4, 5, 9, and 6 goals. Tremendous totals. And of course, previously from 81 to 85, 14, 3, 4, 4, 3. Again, putting the goals like crazy. OHL totals, or OMJHL, 346 points in 226 games, 169 goals. And again, Team Canada at the juniors, 5 goals and assists and 6 points in 5 games. And at the World Senior title, 9 points in 16 games, again that bronze in 82, a very talented team in that 82 squad. And the reason why he played 82, obviously, is because it was a call-up after Minnesota's early exit in the the playoff scene. But I still look at that 81 season where Minnesota almost won the Cup. And, he got in as a non-Stanley Cup winner, which is very hard to do, although the totals were there. But scoring 600 goals in the NHL, and when you say the word sniper, you think of Dino Ciccarelli. So again, multiple 30-goal plus seasons, a couple of 50-goal plus seasons. hit the 100-point mark twice. Again, a very, very hampered by injuries. He could have scored 900 goals were it not for the recurrent injuries. In some cases, he was losing 20, 30 games a season. And he left tons of goals on the table. And again, whoever he played with made a better player. So that's the legend of Dino Ciccarelli. Please give me a like, comment, or subscribe. And the reason I'm a little bit late in doing this because I couldn't find out enough information about the criminal cases, because I had to go into Wikipedia and actually Ontario court records at the time. I still don't know what was the factors behind that indecent exposure. And, just a young kid. Things happen. Anyway, thanks for listening. Bye.